Hey, this is Jordan. I'm doing another shoe review here, and I thought I'd revisit and do a little better or a little bit of a follow-up review on the Nike Free 3.0s and the version 3s. I know I did an interview a little while ago when I first got the shoe and kind of gave you a little bit of information, but I thought I'd do a follow-up interview, just focus specifically on this shoe, and then talk a little bit about it now that I've put some miles on it. I have about 100 miles on my pair right now, and here they are. Pretty similar to the other version, and as you can see, they are dirty, and I've definitely put some miles on them, about 100 now, and I think they're a great shoe. Like I mentioned before, there's some minor upgrades or minor changes from the version 2.0 to the version 3.0, and I think most of them are for the better. Again, this is a very minimalist shoe. I use it for mostly just as a trainer, and a lot of people use it more for just tempo work, speed work, and some for races. It's again a minimal shoe. There's not a whole lot of support on it, and there's not a ton of cushioning, but it's it still can be used for an everyday trainer, as I use it for. And there's about a 7 to 8 millimeter heel drop, which basically means the height of the heel relative to the rest of the shoe. If that's inclined more, if it's up more, it's a bigger heel drop. If it's not as big of a heel, it's a lesser heel drop. And a lot of new shoes that are out there are called zero drop shoes, and that's where that term comes. The heel is on the same level as the rest of the foot when you're in the shoe. What I like about the version 3 is basically it improved on a couple things from the first version, in that it has a more of a wrap, as you can see, a webbing on it, and so it feels like your foot's a little bit more stabilized within the shoe. And I think that the box of the shoe is actually a little wider. A lot of times in the version 2.0, it felt like your foot was sliding out a lot on it, especially after you put a couple miles in. You still get a little bit of that just because of the lack of overall support on the shoe, but it's still a really good shoe. Some of the differences, again, is that webbing. Also, the heel part, as you can see, this is like a mesh material right here, and so there's not really any heel support. So if you're if you need that support to make sure your heel's falling correctly, and if you're a heel striker, I would not recommend these shoes. Also, the laces are different in the tongue. If you can kind of see, there's not really a tongue. It's just one big piece of material that goes all the way around, and so you definitely want to get these shoes, get the right pair of these shoes as far as sizing goes, because you can lace them up and tighten them up a little bit, but there's not many adjustments that you can do to the shoe to make it more snug. So definitely try them on before you get a pair of these. Basically, again, the shoe is a pretty minimal. It's a neutral shoe, and I use it for an everyday trainer. But most people use this for more of a tempo and a speed workout shoe, and I'd probably recommend that for most people, just because you're not getting a lot of support, and unless you're used to running in a pretty minimal shoe, putting longer runs or a lot of miles in on this shoe could potentially cause some injury or increase your risk for injury. So again, I think this is a really good shoe. I put about 100 miles in on it, and I'm hoping to get probably 400 or 500 more on them. The version 2.0s, I usually get about 500 or 600 miles on them, so I'm hoping this one will hold up just as long. So all in all, I think this is a really good shoe. I think the upgrades are for the better, and I don't think there's any changes that really significantly hurt the shoe from version 2.0 to version 3.0. So I definitely recommend it, and hopefully I'll be getting a lot of miles out of it and probably buying another pair soon. Alright, I hope that helped. Bye.